Hi guys, now we are going to see about the multi-dimensional array. If an array it contains more than one dimension, then it is known as the multi-dimensional array. See, in previous class we had seen about the array, that is single dimensional array. In that each and every variable it has the single dimension, that is one subscript value only. But here in multi-dimensional array, for example, let us take the two-dimensional array. In the two-dimensional array, it has each and every variable will have two subscript value. See, the syntax of the two-dimensional array is here. See, in multi-dimensional array, we are going to see about the two-dimensional array. See, in two-dimensional array, the syntax, that is example here, very first data type integer, next variable name, let us assume this variable name as a. Here it has the two subscript value. First one is here, let us assume 2. This one is row, and second subscript value 3, that is column. So here a is the variable, it has totally these 2 rows, and here this one is column, 3 column. How the element were stored inside the variable a. Here totally it has 2 rows and 3 columns. So totally we can store up to how much element? We can store up to the 6 element, because 2 rows and 3 columns. Here this one, the variable name a, this variable has 2 rows, that is first subscript value refers the rows, that is 0, it always the position start from 0, here 0 and 1, this is 2 rows, and same here 3 columns, so 0, 1, 2, this one row, and this is column. See, suppose if you are storing the value 10, 50, 70, 30, 48, 39, totally how many values, how many elements inside this variable a? It has totally 6 elements, that is the 6 integer value. See here, note this one, each and every element in multi-dimensional, that is in the two-dimensional array, it has the 2 subscript value. See, first subscript value is this one, that is row, and the second subscript value, that is column. Here this 10, where it is located? It is located inside the 0th row and 0th column. This 10, this element located inside the 0th row and 0th column, that is a of 0th row and 0th column. Here 0th row and 0th column. What is the value? A of 0, 0 is, that is 10. In similar way, suppose if you are taking 50, this 50 is where it is stored inside this variable a, that is 0th row and column is 1, first column. So how can we access the element inside the multi-dimensional array? By referring the subscript value, that is here 2 subscript value. First subscript is for row, and second subscript is, this one is two-dimensional array, so here I am using the 2 subscript value. Here by using this subscript value we can access the element inside the array. If you want to access the value 39 inside the variable a, so here we can call it by the position, that is a of, here what is the value here? 39, a of, that is 1, this is the first subscript value, and second subscript value is 2. So here in the location a of, the variable name a of 1 and the 2, and the position of 2. 39 is located inside the A of first row and second column. So in this way we can access the value inside the two-dimensional. Now let us see how the element stored inside the memory of the system. The element whatever we are storing inside the memory, that is in multi-dimensional array. Suppose if I am storing the value inside this, let us take this, my variable name is A, this is multi-dimensional, that is the two-dimensional array. Here suppose if I want to store the value inside this variable A, here the memory, it will not store the element in row and column wise. A of 2 and 3 multi-dimensional array. Now we are seeing about the storage order. In which order the element stored inside the memory, storage order. Here the variable A of 2, 3. So very first here in memory, first subscript value, this is, here we are referring it as row. So in memory how it will store, let us see. First subscript value is 2, see here 2, this one first subscript value or dimension 1, here in dimension 1 this position is 0 and this subscript value is 1, 0 and 1, the position is 0 and 1. This is the first subscript 2. So here memory is split into 2, here position 1 and position 2. Next let us see about this second subscript value. Here this is the second subscript value. Second subscript value totally how much? Here I have given it as 3. So here we are referring it as column, but while storing in memory it will store in this order. See here, see each and every position of the first subscript value, it has the 3 parts. So here 1, 2 and 3. See in same way here inside the second subscript value also will have the position. Here see this position is 0th position, first, second, 0, 1 and 2. See here when we are referring in memory, here this one is 0th first subscript value 0, 0. This one is 0, 1. This one is 0, 2. Because for each and every time here we should mention the position of the first subscript value also. See for each and every time when we are mentioning the position inside the that is two-dimensional array, here we should refer the first subscript and second subscript value. So first subscript this one is 0, this second subscript value this one is 0. So 0th, 0 the value, the element 10 is located or stored in. Next in same way here 50 is stored inside the 0, 1, the position at 0, 1 the 50 is stored. See in same way here, see 70 is stored here. In similar way 30, 48, at last 39 is stored inside, 39 is located here. That is this one, the subscript value is 1 and inside this subscript value is 2, that is this one 1, 2, this value is 1, 1, this one is 1, 0. So while storing this element inside the memory, it will stored in this order. See previously we had seen last class about the single dimensional array. In single dimensional array there it contains only the single subscript value only. See for example, see let us assume this one for example integer ARR of 5. That means here totally variable name is ARR. Here each and every position it has some values. For example, here let us assume this one. See, each and every elements were stored in the position ARR of 0. The one is located in the ARR of 0, ARR of 1, second, where for each and every position the values element had stored. ARR of, see, this is single dimensional array. Here only one single subscript value only we had used. So the subscript is nothing but that is the position. Here when we are accessing the single dimensional array, there we will access that element by help of this position, that is the single position. Suppose if we want to access number 3, here just we can access it by ARR of here 2. See, if you are mentioning this position, by using this position we can access the value inside the position, that is ARR of 2, inside the position the value 3 we had accessed in this way. For multi-dimensional array, here for example you take this one, each and every time we should access it by 2 position. First position, that is the first subscript value, and the second position, this one is second subscript value. Here see 0, 1, that means at the 0th row first column the value 50. So we can access it like this. And similar way, suppose if we want to store the some elements to the particular position, there also we should mention this one. By help of this mentioning in 2-dimensional array, I am telling, by mentioning this row and column we can store it. By mentioning it row and column we can store the element to that particular position. See, now let us see a simple example about how to store the values to the 2-dimensional array here. Here we are illustrating the 2-dimensional array. Here no space I am writing here. See this one main, closing here main open brace, and this one is close brace. Next here for each and every time I am using the 2 loops. that is nested loop for getting the value and for printing the value. For getting the value I am using the 2 loop, and for printing the value also here I am using the 2 loops, because it is the 2-dimensional array. We are storing the values in rows and column wise, and in same way we are printing the value. When we are accessing the value inside the multi-dimensional, that is 2-dimensional array, we should use the row and column that is we should use the proper subscript value. By using that subscript value only we can print it. Now let us come to the program. Here this program is used for illustrating the 2-dimensional array. Here as usual, first header file, after the header file here the main part, main program. Here I am declaring the 3 variables. The first variable is array variable, that is the 2-dimensional array. Here my variable name is here a of 2 and 3. That means here I can store up to the 6 values, that is in 2 rows and 3 columns we can store the value. And I and j, this variable is used for the for loop. Here at very first, this is the output. You enter the value for 2 cross 3 matrix. Now we are going to store the values and we are going to print the values in matrix order. See, matrix order, each and every matrix, the elements, it contains the rows and column. The elements were stored inside the position, that is the row and column position only we will store the values and we will retrieve the values. So here enter the value for 2 cross 3 matrix. 2 cross 3 matrix means totally 2 rows and 3 columns. Totally we can store up to the 6 element inside the 2 cross 3 matrix order. See here value for 2 cross 3 matrix. So in keyboard, suppose if you are giving the value, if you are entering the value, that value will be stored according to this row and column. So here I am using the, see after that here I am using the 2 for loop. See, by help of this scanf we can get the input value to the variable. Here this scanf I had given to the inner loop, because for each and every time this outer loop value and inner loop value, according to that value the element were stored. See now I, next this one jth value. Already we had seen nested for loop and all. See here in nested for loop, the outer loop I had declared the variable I, for inner loop I had declared the variable as j. See this one outer loop, this one inner loop. See when I is equal to 0, when I is equal to 0, it will check the condition and it will go inside the body of the outer loop. Here inside the body of the outer for loop I have created another one inner loop, that is this one is inner for loop. This inner for loop variable name is j. Here when I is equal to 0, condition true, so it come inside. Here come to the inner loop. Here inner loop value, j value is 0. Again it will check whether the condition is true. If the condition is true, then it will go inner part of the inner for loop. So here j value is 0. Here it will check the condition, condition is true, 0 is lesser than 3, so it come inside. Here inside I am telling to give the input for the variable a of ith position and jth position. So here this is the input part. In this input part here, this is the input. I am getting input for a of which one? Ith value, that is a of this one, a of I and j. This I am getting input for a of I comma j. So a of I value is 0 and a of j value is 0. Both were 0. Suppose if you are typing the number 5 in the keyboard, that 5 will be stored to the a of position 0 and 0. See, in same way, this one you should note here. After completing the inner loop only, the outer loop value will be incremented and it will be checked. Here the inner loop, it was not completed because now j value is 0. Up to the condition true, the inner part value will be completely, it should finished, and after that only the next value of the outer loop will be taken by the controller. So here inner loop not finished yet, but here after 0 the j will be incremented. Now j value will be 1, and here after again it will get the value for a of I comma j. So here a of, what is the value of I is outer loop value, that is 0. Next inner loop, this is incremented to 1. So here suppose if you are giving the input as 10 in the keyboard, if you are typing 10, that 10 will be stored to the a of 0th and first location. In similar way, after j will be incremented, now j value is will be 2. Here again the location inside by help of the scanf. So a of, what is the value of I is 0 only. Next the value of j is 2. Suppose if you are entering the value 15, then that 15 will be stored inside the value of a. See, row, 0th row and second column. See, next here after j will be incremented, now j value will be 3. Once it is 3, here it will check the condition. J is lesser than 3? No, because 3 is not lesser than 3. This one is wrong. Once it is condition is false, again the controller it will go to the outer loop. See, the I will be incremented here. It will come to this part. Now I value will be 1. After it will check whether 1 is lesser than 2, the condition is true. Again it will go to the inner loop. Once it come inside the inner loop, in similar way the value 0, 1, 2, 3 will be executed. Here when it is coming inside the inner loop, the very first initial, it will start from the initial value for each and every time. Here initial value is 0. After that it will get the input value, and next j will be incremented to 1, 2, etc. Once it is 3, it will come outside. Then it will go to the ith value. Here it will check the I value. I value will be incremented. Now I value is 2. Once it is 2, this condition is false. Here once the I value is 2, then this is wrong. So here this condition is false. So it come outside of the loop and the controller will come here. See, here one thing important. Here for each and every time, in similar way, here a of first row and 0th column, a of first row, that is I value is 1, and here j value is 1. Here a of I value is 1 and j value is here now 2. If you are giving 50, this 50 will be stored here. 100 will be stored to this position. 150, then 150 will be stored to this position. For each and every position in this way. First loop, it is used for, otherwise we can say it as row. At 0th row, 3 values we had stored. At the first row, after that here next 3 values we have stored. Here these and all columns. The jth value, otherwise known as column. Here 0th row, 0th column, 0th row, first column, 0th row, second column. Similar way, first row, 0th column, first row, first column, first row, second column, and etc. Here see totally how many elements we have stored. Here 3, here 3. Totally 6 elements we have stored in the 2 cross 3 matrix. See, up to this, here we are giving the input. This nested for loop is used for getting the input to the variable. Next, after getting the input here, we are coming to here slash and the value inside the 2 cross 3 matrix. Here it will print the statement. After that, in similar way, I am using this 2 for loop for fetching that particular location where the element we get stored, already we get stored in that position. By help of that position, we are going to fetch the element and we are going to display that element in the output screen. So here in similar way, I value, this is the I first of outer loop, and this one is inner loop. Inner loop is j. here when I is equal to 0, the inner loop it will finish, that is from value 0, 1, 2, and next again once inner loop is false, it will go to the outer loop and I value will be incremented, and again it will check, and now I value is 1, again the jth value will be start from 0, 1 and 2. After once the value is false, it will go to the outer loop. Now I value will be incremented. Now I value it will check, this condition is false, so totally it will come outside of the loop. So here we can print the value inside that particular position. See here, this one is 0, 0. What the value? The value is 5. So the 5 will be printed. Next 0, 1. The value is 10. Here 10 will be printed like this. See here, next 15 will be printed here. After this inner loop finished, next it will check the condition false, so it will go to the outer loop. Before it is going to the outer loop, see this brace is for inner loop. Once it is completed, it will go to the outer loop. This brace is used for the outer loop. See, in between the inner loop and outer loop, I have given the statement printf/n. The /n it is used for printing the next line. So once this row have printed, next the controller will bring the cursor to the next line. So the cursor will be here. Next again it will print the value here. This is the first row. It will print the value at first row 0th column. What the value? First row 0th column value 50. So 50 will be printed here. Suppose if you are not giving this printf/n, then it will print horizontally. So now here 50, next 100, that is 1, 1, the value is 100, 1, 2, the value is how much? 150. So this will be printed, the output will be printed like this. This is the 2 cross 3 matrix. Now we are going to see the matrix addition. See here, this used to illustrate matrix addition. See, one thing you should remember, when we are adding the two matrix it should have the same rows and same columns. See here, for example, if I need to add the 2 cross 2 matrix, both the matrix it should be 2 cross 2 in the order 2 cross 2. Suppose if I am adding the 3 cross 3 matrix, then both the variable that which we are declaring in the program, that both the variable we should give the subscript value 3 cross 3, then only we can perform the matrix addition. So here how it works, for example, let us take 2 cross 2 matrix, A and B. A of, if I am declaring integer, here A of 2 and 2, next B of 2 and 2. Here this is the matrix A. Here 1, 2, 5, 7. This is 2 cross 2 matrix, that is 2 rows and 2 columns. Plus if I am adding the B, suppose it contains the value 5, 7, 9 and 10. Here declaring another one variable C of 2, 2. That is, I am going to add the A and B value and I am going to store that result inside to the C. So here C is equal to A plus B. That means here 0th row, first column also 0 and 1. Here 0 and 1, 0 and 1. This 1, that is 0th row, A of 0th row and 0th column, the value is how much? 1. In same way, B of 0th row and 0th column, the value is 5. See the matrix addition. See, you take the first element, that is in similar position of the second matrix you should add, that is 0th row 0th column plus here A of 0th row 0th column plus B of 0th row 0th column. What is the value? Here 1 plus 5. So here C of 0th row 0th column, the value is added and stored here as how much? 5 plus 1, 6. In similar way, A of 0th row first column and B of 0th row first column. We should add these two elements. Here A of 0th row first column, what is the value? The value is 2. In same way, B of 0th row first column, what is the value? The value is 7. Now we should add this 2 1, that is 7 plus 2, that is 9, and we should store it to the 0th row here first column, that is 9. The result is 9. See, in similar way we can store C of next one first row 0th column. Here in C of first row 0th column, we should add this first row and 0th column. Here first row, B of first row and 0th column. Here what is the value? 5. 5 plus this one is 5. Here this one is 9. 5 plus 9 is equal to 14. So here the value 14 will be stored in this position. In same way, C of here, next this is the last value. Here first row and first column. So here first row first column, what is the value? 7. Next in B of first row and first column, what is the value? Value is 10. So if you are adding this 7 plus 10 is equal to 17. So the 17 will be stored where? At C of first row and first column, the value 17 is stored. So in this way we can add the two matrix values. So finally we should print this C matrix like this. See, this is the answer. It should be printed like this. C is equal to here 0th row 0th column 6, 0th row first column 9, first row 0th column value is 14, and C of first row first column. First row first column, the value is 17. So this is the result. The result should be displayed like this. Here this is the two matrix value. We are going to give the input to A and B, and we are going to add that matrix element value to the C variable C. So here totally I want to declare, that is two-dimensional array variable. We should declare 3 variables. First 2 variable to get the input, and the third variable is to store the result to that. So here integer A of here 2 cross 2 matrix. So here I am using 2, comma, B of 2 and 2. Next C of 2 and 2. Next I and J. This is for loop. First I is used for the outer loop and J is used for inner loop. Totally how many variables? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 variables I have declared here. See here printf enter the value for A matrix, that is A 2 cross 2 matrix. Here I am using the for loop. So this is the program. Here see wide main, open brace. Here I am closing this brace here, wide main. Next this one, outer loop, for loop, inner loop, for loop. See, same way, outer loop, inner for loop. This one, outer for loop, inner for loop. See, this is the program. Here wide main, here totally 5 variables, 3 variables, that is 2-dimensional variable, and I and j, it is used for the for loop. Here very first in this step, when you are running this program, it will ask here enter the value for a 2 cross 2 matrix, that is here a, this one a, variable name a, output. Enter the value for a, variable a, here enter the value of a 2 cross 2 matrix. So after that, here I am using 2 for loop. Already last program we had seen. This is outer loop, and this one j is used for the inner loop. See, outer loop value, variable name is I. The inner loop variable j. Here when outer loop value I is equal to 0, here the inner loop will be completely finished. After that only the second value of an outer loop will be taken by the controller. So here the inner loop, it should be completed, that is from 0 and 1, because both were 2 cross 2 matrix. So here I am using the I value, it is for the first subscript value from 0 to 2, that is 0 and 1. Here very first I is equal to 0, it will check the condition and it will come to the inner part value 0 and 1. So for each and every time, by help of the scanf function, I am getting the input to the a of I and j location. So here this is the input, a of I and j, that is a of here a of 0, very first I value is 0, and j value, that also 0. Here if I am giving the value 2, then the 2 will be stored to here, to this location. Next in same way, here a of, for this location also, suppose if I am giving the value 10, then the 10 will be stored to this location. Next, after this inner part completed, again it will go to the outer part. Now I value will be how much? I value, previous value is incremented by 1 and it will check the condition. Previous value is 0, 0 plus 1, 1. Here 1 is lesser than 2, condition true. Again it will go inside. Once it go inside, this inner loop will be completely finished. After that only it will go to the outer loop. When outer loop value is 1, again the inner loop value will be 0 and 1. See here for each and every position, that is a of first row and 0th column, a of first row and first column. Suppose here if you are giving the value 7, you store here. If you are giving the value 3, 3 will be stored here. So this is the A matrix. Here what is the value? 2, 10, 0th row, 0th column. Next 0th row, first column, the value is 10. Next first row and 0th column, the value is 7. First row, first column, the value is 3. So the in variable A each and every position, getting it by using this loop. By help of this loop value, we are getting the position and we are storing the value to that position, particular position. See, next after that, here we have completed this, that is we have given the input to the variable A. In similar way, next here we are going to this loop. This loop is used for getting the input for the B. This is also a variable. This also has the 2 rows and 2 columns. So here again it will ask here, enter the value for B, 2 cross 2 matrix. Enter the value of A, 2 cross 2 matrix. In same way here, during this step it will ask this also 2 cross 2 matrix B. In same way here I and J. For this we have declared the 2 variable I and J. Here I, J. See, when I is equal to 0, during this iteration the inner loop will be completely finished, that is 0 and 1. This value will be incremented. So here input for B of I and J. So here at B of, in this step, what is the value of I? 0, this 0. At 0 comma 0, if you are giving the value 100, then that 100 will be stored to this location. After that again come here, during this iteration B of first column, if you are giving the value 50, that 50 will be stored to this position, and that is B of 0 and 1. After here the inner loop, once J value is after the 1, it will be incremented, the value is 2, so this condition is false, it will go to the outer loop. So outer loop, previous value plus 1, previous value is 0, 0 plus 1, now value is 1. See, it will check the condition, 1 is lesser than 2. Again it will come inside the inner loop. Here this inner loop will be completely execute from 0 to 1. So the inner loop value again 0 and 1. For each and every iteration it gets the value, that is B of I comma I and J. What is the value of I now? I value is 1 and J value is 0. Here in this, suppose if you are giving 150, this 150 will be stored to B of 1 comma 0. Next in same way B of 1 and 1. Suppose if you are giving 200, this 200 will be, the value 200 will be stored to B of 1 comma 1. See here, after completing this, the inner loop value will be incremented. It will check, inner loop value will be 2, it will check, the condition false, again it will go to the outer loop. Outer loop also will be incremented to here 2 I value, previous value plus 1. Our previous value is 1, 1 plus 1 2, here it will check the condition, both the condition were false. Once the condition is false, it will be terminated, go outside of the loop. So here it will come to the next part, here it will come to this loop. Here again I am using the 2 for loop. This for loop is used for fetching the position and calculate, that is we are going to sum the 2 matrix numbers, we are going to sum by help of this outer loop and inner loop. Say in similar way here, before we will write this one is B. Here I am writing this result here B. In B here say B of 0 comma 0. At B of 0 comma 0, 100 I had stored, so here 100. Next at B of zeroth row and first column 50 I had given, so 50. Next here I value is 1, that is 1 comma 0, b of 1 comma 0 I had given 150, so here b of 1 comma 0 150. Next b of 1 comma 1, that is 200, so here 200. This is the value of b. Variable b value will hold this value and variable a will hold this value. Now by help of this loop I am going to add the two matrix and I am going to store that added value to c variable, and this loop is used for add, and next one it is used to print the added value also. So here when I is equal to 0, this is for, otherwise here we can print it like this. Before this loop, after this one, after getting the b value, here give one print statement, printf /n result /n. Here printf /n result, next /n. Here you close the printf statement. So after getting this b value, here the controller will come to, when we come to this step, it will print here like this, printf /n result is equal to. So here it will print in the next line. After that, in the next line the value will be printed. Here similar way, I value is 0 to 2 I. Here next one jth value. When I is equal to 0, the j value will be 0 and 1. After that, same way, when I is equal to 1, at that time also the inner loop will be have two values, that is 0 and 1. So this one j. Now let us see here this variable name c. So c of I and j is equal to here a plus b, that is a of I j plus b of I and j. Here this is the statement. The statement we are adding the a and b and storing to position of c of I and j. So here at c of, when I is equal to 0, j is equal to 0, here c of 0th row and j value of 0 is equal to here a of I j and b of I comma j. So here a of I value is 0, j value also 0. A of 0 comma 0, what is the value? That is 2 plus here b of I and j. So b of 0 comma 0, what is the value? B of 0 comma 0, the value is 100. So here 100 plus 2, 102. This 102 will be stored in where? C of 0 comma 0. In similar way, C of row and first column. Here I am adding the A of 0th row first column and B of 0th row first column. See here A of 0th row first column the value is 10, and similar way here B of 0th row first column the value is 50. So the result is how much? 60. This 60 will be stored in where? C of 0th row and first column. See next, after the here for each and every time after adding the value will be printed. I am printing that value also in the same loop. So at the first time this value 102, that result will be printed like this here 102. This is C, matrix C, this one. Here 102 will printed. See here I am using /t. The /t is used for giving the space, tab space. So here while printing this one first element, it will leave some tab space and it will print the 102, and again this and all inner loop. The inner loop, the j value will be incremented to how much? 1. After that, 0th row first column here, 0th row first column, what is the value of A? 10. Next, 0th row first column, the value of B, how much? Here 50. So 10 plus 50 60. So here next the 60 again it will print. Here leave one tab space. So here it will leave one tab space. After leaving the tab space, the 60 will be printed. See, next after completing the inner loop, next it will go to the outer loop. This one is, this close brace is used for outer loop. Before it going to the outer loop, here I am saying that is printf /n. That means the cursor will be come to the beginning of the next line. So here of this one inner loop, after finishing, before it going to the outer loop, the cursor will come here because I am using here /n. After that, the outer loop, the I value will be incremented to 1. So here the I value is incremented to 1 and it will check the condition. Again, when I value is 1, the inner loop value of j will be how much? 0 and 1. Here C of first row and 0th column. Now we are going to add the A of first row 0th column. What is the A of first row 0th column? A of first row 0th column is 7 plus next here B of first row 0th column. What is the B of first row 0th column? Value is 150. So here 150 plus 7, 157. So this 157 will be stored to C of first row 0th column. So now cursor is here because here printf, here I am printing the result, that is 157 here. Next, this is inner loop. Here inner loop value will be 1. Now here C of first row first column, the what is the value? We are going to store the A of first row first column plus B of first row first column. The A of first row first column, the value is here 3 plus B of first row first column, the value is 200. So the result is 203. This 203 will be stored here, that is C of 1, 1. So C of 1, 1, here the value is how much? 203. 203 is stored here. So this is the matrix C. We are printing this matrix C like this.